It's all very exciting here, lots of different countries, lots of different people, and quite an air of optimism in a city that has actually seen a lot of sadness recently. What's your feeling arriving here in Paris about this meeting?
Well, after the tragedy we just had here in Paris, I really hope that this is going to be the opposite, a real success story. And I think the French hosts have done a marvelous job in order to prepare this under very difficult circumstances. And I also sense there is quite a bit of optimism here. It's a long way to go until the end of this conference, but I think the circumstances have never been better in the last decade, maybe. So if not now, when then?
And the EIB has a rather important role to play here, doesn't it?
I believe we are by far the biggest multilateral development bank acting in this field. And we have a lot of expertise over many, many years, so we can bring in our experience and our experts. So I hope that helps. In terms of volumes, I think we are certainly not going to do less but much more in the next couple of years. So presently we plan to do roughly 100 billion euros in climate-related lending over the next 5 years. And that is going to be at least 25% of our business within the European Union, and when it comes to the developing world, up to 35%. So I think we are the leader in this field.
What's the big message that you want people here to get from the EIB?
I would say after we just had the Sustainable Development Goals Summit in New York, after we had the World Bank meeting in Lima, we have now convened here for the climate part of the whole thing, and everything from the other sustainable development goals to the climate goals, it makes very clear we can do this only if we mobilize private funds. Out of public funds, out of budgets, it is not payable. And therefore, a crowding-in bank like EIB is the right address to turn to, because we must develop intelligent financial products which make it interesting for private investors to join us.
We've got a pretty good track record at the bank. Do you think there's one road or another that we should be going down more in the future?
I think in general it is the mobilization of private funds. It is the idea of green bonds, where we were the pioneers 8 years ago, and which has turned out to be an instrument that others are now using as well. It should be further developed, and the depth should be dug deeper. I think there is quite a few ideas in the field of engineering new products, and this is what the financial sector needs, this is what private investors need, and this is what the public sector with its very, very limited public funds needs as well.
And finally, there is no contradiction, is there, between the idea of climate action and growth? I think that's something that the EIB is known for, backing bankable projects, and that can be listed.
This is the basic idea of EIB is always to support economically viable and sustainable projects. And that means that there is a benefit not only for the public but also for private investors in it. And therefore I think it is indeed not a contradiction, but a big opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.